For decades, the world has marveled at the pyramids of Egypt, believing them to be among the greatest architectural wonders of the ancient world. But what if the largest pyramid on Earth isn't in Africa, but hidden in the heart of China? A mysterious structure unseen by the public, unmentioned in history books, and possibly covered up by governments. According to declassified fragments and pilot testimonies, there may be thousands of pyramids in China, some older than any known civilization. Among them, one stands out, a gleaming white monument spotted from the sky, larger than Giza and erased from public records. Why would a country hide such a discovery? And more importantly, what could be inside? In 1945, U.S. Air Force pilot James Gosman was flying over central China during a routine mission when something extraordinary caught his eye. Near the city of Xi'an, he spotted a colossal white pyramid rising from the landscape. He later described it as dazzlingly white, with smooth sides and a capstone that sparkled like a precious jewel. Gaussman believed it was far larger than any pyramid he'd ever seen, perhaps the largest structure on Earth. The story gained brief attention when Colonel Morris Shahan reported a similar sighting. A blurry black-and-white photo was even published in the New York Times. But then, just as quickly, the story vanished. No follow-ups, no expeditions. The photo was never verified. Gaussman's story disappeared into silence, and so did the pyramid. Soon after the initial reports, any mention of the White Pyramid faded from public discourse. Researchers who tried to investigate the matter found no trace of the original photo. The few who claimed to have seen it said it didn't match Gaussman's vivid description. The proportions were wrong, the surface too rough. Some believed the photo wasn't even of the same pyramid. Then came the whispers that the photo, the testimony, and even the official logs were sealed away by American intelligence. Over the next 45 years, the pyramid was never mentioned again in Western media. But underground researchers continued the search, driven by the idea that a monument of that size couldn't just vanish, unless someone wanted it to. In the early 2000s, Chinese officials unintentionally reignited the mystery. In a rare press mention, a government representative referred to over 1,000 pyramid-shaped burial mounds located north of Xi'an. The wording was careful, avoiding mention of the White Pyramid. These structures, heavily eroded and overgrown, were labeled as imperial tombs from various dynasties. But satellite imagery showed more. Perfect geometric shapes scattered across the region, some too symmetrical to be natural hills. Yet, these sites remained closed to researchers. Tourists were limited to a select few mounds, and archaeological permits were nearly impossible to obtain. What were they protecting? And why was access so tightly restricted? The official explanation is simple. These are ancient tombs, no more significant than any other burial grounds. Some date back 2,000 years, others as far as 8,000. But even Chinese historians admit they know very little about many of them. That vacuum of information has allowed wild theories to flourish. Some believe the White Pyramid was not a tomb, but a remnant of a lost civilization with advanced knowledge. Others suggest it could be proof of contact with extraterrestrials, a monument built with help from beings beyond Earth. Conspiracies grow in the silence left by authorities, and the more people look, the more questions arise. Why are so many pyramids hidden in plain sight, yet off-limits to the world? To this day, no verified photo of the White Pyramid has resurfaced. No excavation has been officially permitted. No scientific paper has acknowledged its existence. And yet, the eyewitness reports remain. The satellite images remain, and the silence remains. Perhaps it's just a myth born of confusion and misinterpretation. Or perhaps it's something much more significant, a piece of forgotten history, or a truth too powerful to reveal. Until someone steps foot on that hidden site, we may never know. But one thing is clear: the greatest pyramid on Earth might not be lost, just hidden.